Welcome to Yoga Storytime. My name is Cari. If you go to the Greendale School, some of you recognize me from before school yoga or summer school yoga. And I'm just here to share a story with you, yoga style. We're going to begin though with learning something called balloon breathing. We're going to let ourselves sit down, let ourselves relax. So go ahead and just kind of wiggle around, get the wiggles out. Sit down, let's crisscross our legs. And then we're going to take a big breath. Inhaling, that's a big science word for breathing in. Inhale, and then exhale. Exhale is a big science word for breathing out. When you breathe in, I want you to think about your belly getting big and round. So we breathe in, and we breathe out. I have my Hoberman sphere here to help you see that. Breathing in, our belly gets big like this. Breathing out, it gets a little smaller. It goes back in. It's like when we put air in a balloon. We put air into the balloon, and it gets big. And when we let air out, it gets small. So let's all sit down or lay down and put our hands on our bellies. Breathe in, let your belly get big and round, just like this Hoberman sphere. And then breathe out and let your belly slowly come back down. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. One more time. Excellent. We're going to use some of our belly breathing today in our book. But belly breathing is also a great way for you to calm down, especially maybe when it's time to go to bed and you're having trouble falling asleep. We can lay in bed and do our belly breathing. Feels really, really good to our bodies, and to our hearts, and to our minds. So let's begin our yoga today. We always begin by putting our hands on our hearts and looking at the eyes of the people we're practicing with. Maybe you're looking into my eyes, or maybe you're looking around because you're doing this with your mom or your dad or somebody else who's in the house with you today. And then together we use our yoga word, namaste. Namaste means all the great things in me, see all the great things in you. So on the count of 3, let's all say this word together. 1, 2, 3. Namaste. Very good. Our yoga storybook today is one of my favorites. It's by a man named Dr. Suess. I'm sure you've probably heard of him. And he did the writing for this book, My Many Colored Days. But the paintings, the pictures in this book, which are actually paintings, are by Steve Johnson and Lou Fantrick. And they're fantastic. So really enjoy the pictures as I read the book. Some days are yellow. Some days are blue. On different days, I'm different too. You'd be surprised how many ways I change on different colored days. On bright red days, how good it feels to be a horse and kick my heels. Let's stop on this painting of a bright red horse. And we're going to learn horse pose. Come to your hands and knees and place one hand down and the other hand down. We're going to clomp them like horse hooves. And then step one hoof back, the other hoof back. Lift your tail high and let's kick our heels. Not too high. A horse is a big, heavy animal, and it would never kick its feet way up high. Let's add a little horse sound to this. Neigh, neigh, neigh. And we'll come other days, I'm other things. On bright blue days, I flap my wings. We've got a beautiful blue bird here flapping its wings. Let's all stand up. Feel your feet here on the ground. And then open up your wings way up high and flap them all the way down to the ground. Open those wings, flap them down. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Let's see what's next. Some days, of course, feel sort of brown when I feel slow and low, low down. We've got a brown bear, hibernating, sleeping through the winter. Let's come into our bear pose. So go ahead and back yourself into your cave. Take your big bear tail and put it down on your paws. And we're going to stack up our paws and rest our head. Sleeping in our cave until we hear a noise. What is that noise? Take one paw and then the other paw. Look out of your cave and roar a big roar. Roar! Nothing's there. Let's go back to sleep. We hear something again. One paw, two paws, look out of that cave, roar! Scare away whatever is there. Very good. Let's see what's next. Then comes a yellow day, and whee! I'm a busy, buzzy bee. What a great page, a great painting full of busy, buzzy bees. Busy, buzzy bees like to hang around by flowers. So let's make our body into a flower. We'll put the bottoms of our feet together and look how our legs start to look like the petals of a flower. Now listen carefully, pay attention. This is a little tricky. Take our hands together, point our fingers down all the way to the ground, and then pop one leaf out on one side and another leaf out on the other side. You could stay here or you could lift your flower up towards the sun. And let the tip of your nose become a busy, buzzy bee. And let's make a bee sound as we buzz around near our flowers. Buzz, buzz. Busy, buzzy bees. Gray day. Everything is gray. I watch, but nothing moves today. We've got the eyes of a wise old owl. And before we do owl pose, I'm just going to close the door here. All right, little owls, let's put our leg down like a tree branch. And we're going to be the owl sitting right up on top of that tree. Go ahead and wrap one wing around. And take that other wing behind you. And the cool thing about owls is they can turn their heads so far, they can almost look right behind them. Good. Look forward again, little owls. And I'm going to teach you a magic way to switch our legs without leaving the floor. Let's go ahead and put our hands down on this side of our body, and then keep your feet there as you walk all the way around. And look at that. We've pretzeled our legs in the other direction. Go ahead and wrap one wing around. And if if this didn't work for you, just go ahead. Make your tree branch. Step on. Wrap yourself in your wing. Take your other wing behind you, and then let's sit up nice and tall. And just like the owl, look all the way behind us. Unwinding, coming back to center. Let's see what happens next. Then all of a sudden, I'm a circus seal. On my orange days, that's how I feel. Circus seals do tricks. And so we're going to use our imagination to become a circus seal and do a little trick. So let's sit up nice and tall. When you rock back and forth, you feel a little click-clack right in your bottom. That click-clack are your sits bones, and we're going to sit high up on our sits bones. And then putting our feet together, like the tail of a seal, let's lift up our tail and grab an imaginary ball. That imaginary ball sits right on our tail, and we're going to toss it up. Toss it up and catch it. Toss it up and catch it. Good. Let's take our little seal flippers and clap them. And did you know that seals make a sound like a dog? Arr, 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 arr. Good job, circus seals. This page is my favorite color. Green. Green days. Deep, deep in the sea. Cool and quiet fish. That's me. This is the pose I was telling you about, where we'll need to use our belly breathing. Start by laying down on your belly. And just like we did in seal pose, we'll put our feet together to make a fishtail. As you lay down, put your hands on either side to be your fins, to move you through the water. And then we'll lift up our heart, and we'll lift up our feet, and we'll use our big belly breath to feel like we're swimming. Ready? Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. One more time. Breathe in, breathe out. Very good. Fish pose. That one might feel especially good if you've been spending a lot of time on the computer doing some of your schoolwork. On purple days, I'm sad. I groan. I drag my tails. I walk alone. I don't know if you can see this, but this purple animal is a dinosaur. I want you to think about what kind of dinosaur you would be and make your body into the shape of that dinosaur. Maybe you're a T-Rex with its big, powerful legs and its little arms. Maybe you're going to be a brontosaurus with its long neck and tiny head. What kind of dinosaur will you be? Use your imagination and invent a yoga pose. Good work, everybody. But when my days are happy pink, it's great to jump and just not think. Flamingo pose. Flamingos have long, long legs, and they like to stand on one of them at a time. So flamingo pose helps us to learn how to be good at balancing. To balance, we have to take our time. We have to do our belly breathing. And it also helps to find something to look at that's not going to move. So find something out in front of you that you can look at while you balance. I'm going to look at the whole room in sphere. Let's make our wings, because flamingos are birds, and then lift one leg up. Whoa, find your balance. It's great to jump. Whoa. Let's jump. Whoa, find your balance. One more time, jump. Whoa, find your balance. Good work, flamingo pose. Let's see what animal comes next. Then come my black days, mad and loud. I howl and I growl at every cloud. We have a wolf howling and growling. Let's be a wolf. Come to your hands and knees. And then turn your eyes up like you're looking at the moon and let out a big howl. Oh! Let's do that one more time. Oh! Wolf pose. Then comes a mixed up day. And wham! I don't know who or what I am. But it all turns out all right, you see. And I go back to being me. The end. That was My Many Colored Days by Dr. Suess. And it was all about feelings and animals and colors. And so to finish up today, we're going to do an imagination exercise. When we work with our imagination, we keep our mouths quiet. Sometimes we even close our eyes and we go inside to our thoughts and our feelings and our breathing. So we're going to begin today by laying down on the floor. And placing our hands on our belly and breathing. As you breathe here, I'd like you to imagine a color that you think of as a happy color. Stay where you are, laying on the ground breathing. I'm going to sit up just so you can hear me better, but you stay laying down. Close your eyes and fill your brain with that color that you picture as a happy color. And when you breathe in, let that color get really bright. And breathe out and send that color into your legs, your feet. Breathe in, let the color get nice and bright. And then breathe out and let that color fill your body. Breathe in, let the color get nice and bright. Breathe out and let that color fill your arms and your hands and your fingers. Breathing in, let the color get bright. And breathing out, let it fill your whole self up. Now we're going to imagine a color that we think of as a calm color. Maybe it's the same color as your peaceful color. Maybe it's a little different. Either way, that's fine. Breathe in, let your calm color get nice and bright. And then breathe out and let that calm color fill your legs and your ankles and your feet. Breathe in, let your calm color get nice and bright. Breathe out, let it fill your arms, your shoulders, your elbows, your fingers. few breaths, breathing your color. Let's choose one more color. Choose a color for whatever you're feeling today. Are you happy? Sad? Excited? Bored? Frustrated? Joyful? Full of love? Choose how you feel and find a color that matches that feeling. Fill your whole imagination, your whole brain with that color. Breathe in, let your color get bright. Breathe out, let that color fill your legs, your ankles, your feet. Breathe in, let your color get bright. Breathing out, let that color fill your arms all the way down to the tips of your fingers. Breathe in, let your color get bright. Breathing out, let the color fill your whole body. Rest here for a moment with your color. Let's open our eyes. Wiggle our fingers and toes and maybe lift up our arms and our legs. Like an upside down dog running in place. Give yourself a big hug. Make yourself into a very tiny little round circle. Little ball. Then we'll roll to our side and sit back up. Together, let's scoop up one more belly breath. Deep breath in. And as you sigh it out, let your hands come down to your heart. Thank you, boys and girls, for joining me today for Yoga Story Time. It was so nice to have this time with you. All the good things in me, see all the good things in you. Together, let's say namaste. 1, 2, 3. Namaste.